What's up guys, and welcome to another deck video. Today we are looking at one of my favorite recent builds using the Jigglypuff promo. I know the deck screenshot on the left doesn't actually show the promo Jigglypuff, but this is with the promo Jigglypuff.
What's up guys, it's me Mochi. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so I can eat.
This deck is extremely fun. Honestly, it's borderline cruel. Omastar in itself is already a pretty cruel card. When you combo him with Wigglytuff and Jigglypuff promo, it is very, very cruel. Now, I'm going to show you guys a game I had earlier because I think it was a really good demonstration of what this deck can do. Now, this game is against a Venusaur EX deck. It was a pretty good game. You did get a Venusaur set up, so it's not like it was a free game or anything, but this deck basically focuses on one thing. That is locking down with Omastar, but also having the ability to switch in and have a Wigglytuff applying sleep and harassing. So generally speaking, the way this goes and the way you want this to go is you start off with Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff becomes your vehicle to stall. The Jigglypuff with sleep and sing becomes what you use to stall. And then hopefully in that time you get good draws and you can actually set up your Omastar. Now, Omastar, if you're not familiar, is a third stage Pokemon technically, with Omanyte being like a second stage and the Helix Fossil being an item. So you'll see I'm not running any Pokeballs in this deck, and the reason being is that you can't get Omanyte or the Fossil with a Pokeball. Now in this particular video, I think I did actually run Pokeball in the deck, but I've since removed it. I just found that it was generally not that worth it. Because the only thing you can actually Pokeball is Jigglypuff. Now, I mean, there is an argument to say that if you draw nothing but fossils, you need to draw Jigglypuff. So, but I don't think that's possible. I think you have to draw a basic. So, I think no matter what, you're always going to get your Jigglypuff. So, I don't think you need a Pokeball. But we get turn 2, which is good because turn 2 is obviously... turn 1, sorry. Turn 2 is obviously like much better. So, us getting turn 1 makes this probably a better demonstration. It shows you can still win from getting turn 1. The reason turn 2 is better is obviously he gets to put his energy on first. So in this instance, I am just straight away going to Sabrina out this guy's Petalil just in case he already has Lilligant. The one thing that I don't want to happen is for him to get my Jigglypuff like killed immediately. Sabrina out the Lilligant here buys me a turn unless he has an X speed, in which case a bit of a waste on my behalf, but it's still worth the gamble. He does have 4 cards, plus he drew the Oak, so I'm a little bit worried he's got the X speed here, because he could basically go X speed, Bulbasaur to the bench, bring in the Lilligant, and kills my Jigglypuff, and then I'm kind of screwed. But that didn't happen. He went for the energy into the Bulba, and he just ends turn. So actually a really optimal play for me by him. So I've already got Omastar in my hand. I've got 2 of them in my hand, and I got a Wigglytuff. And we lucked into Omastar. So right now, I'm just like, chef's kiss. We get Wigglytuff set up. We put energies into Wiggly. There's no point even setting up Omastar because Omanite, we have a Misty. So we're just going to pray that Misty rolls heads. Probably not, right? But we're just going to full send and just try to set up our Wiggly as fast as possible. It does 80 damage, so it one-shots pretty much everything that is on the field for my opponent currently. Ivysaur obviously has 90, so Ivysaur will tank, but that's fine. I think there's a couple of long turns by this guy. He was a pretty slow player. Alright, so this was a bit of a weird one. I just sacked the Fossil. I mean, I probably could have put Omanyte in, but like giving up a point here in the grand scheme of things didn't feel too bad, but you know, in general, I would always recommend avoiding giving up 3 points, but just because I know I already have my Omastar ready to go, plus a Misty, I didn't really want to sack any HP on my Omanite, so that was the logic for that. But there is you could argue that given I had a potion, we could have probably just put Omanite on. Alright, so I get the Misty in, so right now this guy's probably sweating, I'm feeling pretty good, but of course... Misty rolls tails pretty much all the time, except for when I'm versing someone, then they roll like 10 bloody heads in a row. That's fine. Alright, so we take out this Bulba. Now, basically, this guy pretty much needs to get Lilligant next turn. If he gets Lilligant on field, he can turn this game really quickly, because obviously Lilligant has the ability Leaf Supply. Leaf Supply gives a free energy to Bulbasaur. So if he's got Lilligant plus Ivysaur, he does double Evo. So here comes the Ivysaur. Energy up for the Ivysaur, so pretty strange here. So he goes for the sack on Petalil, which tells me that unfortunately they never drew Lilligant, which sucks for them. Great for me. But it is not over yet because this guy potentially has Venusaur. If I top up my Wiggly, I get sleep, we knock this out. Ivy comes in next turn, but Venusaur could easily turn this game around on his own. The reason being is that Venusaur has a Giant Bloom, which he was in for 30 HP, and this guy is going to have 2 Erica cards in his deck. We have seen 0 Ericas so far. So that means that in over 2 turns, this guy can heal his Venusaur for, what is that? 160 HP. So pretty much negates our entire, the entirety of the damage we can deal over 2 turns. Now, the good thing for me here is that this guy fortunately has 2 energies and needs 2 more to really do damage. And straight away, you might notice I'm setting up my Omastar. The reason being is because when we get to it, I'll explain Omastar's attack. It is chef's kiss. It is straight diabolical. Alright, so this guy wakes up. That's fine. It just means I'm going to take 60 damage from Razor Leaf. Is what it is. He's going to Erica here. So that's what I'm saying. Erica pretty much negates most of our damage. And then he goes back to full HP. So ordinarily, I would probably say that we were going to lose this game. But the reason that we're not going to lose this game is going to be showcased right now. And it is the power of Omastar. So we get our 3rd energy into Omastar. We get an X speed down. Alright, now the hero of the show comes in. Omastar is probably one of the most annoying cards to fight if you're in the situation this guy is in. If you're relying on one Pokemon, or you've only got like high retreat cost Pokemon, you're kind of screwed. Ancient Whirlpool, Omastar's attack prevents the enemy from attacking at all in the next turn. The only way to get rid of this is to switch out for a different Pokemon. Now this guy has no choice here but to stay in and try and tank me. Like, he genuinely just doesn't really have a win con. So it's kind of interesting to see what they want to do, but this is a complete shutdown. Like, he can't really do much. He can, what, switch into Caterpie and lose. He just has to face tank me. But, again, there's nothing he can do. I've locked him down. The only way that this guy could have won is if he had a second Mon that was decently powerful, set up, ready to go. But even then, very low chance that they could win. Basically, his loophole here, let's say he has Lilligant on the bench right now. He retreats into Lilligant, hits me with some damage. Then in the next turn, I obviously hit Lilligant. I can't kill Lilligant. And then he switches in Venusaur and kills me Giant Bloom. And then it's like GG. He could easily sweep me. But in this situation, he only had the 1 Mon. I have lost to this little guy right here so many times. I'll try pause on the screen here so you guys can read this just with your own eyes. So during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon cannot attack. They can't attack at all. Now, if you're looking to counter Omastar, one of the best cards to counter Omastar, apart from having Sabrina's, is Pidgeot. Pidgeot can basically like push him out, which does save you, depending on what your opponent's bench is. Low retreat cost decks also are pretty good against Omastar. Which is why I think Pikachu EX is a pretty good counter for this guy. So that's one thing, but things like Starmie and Electrode, 0 retreat cost Mons, can definitely stuff this guy up. But a big favor, if you have watched to this point and you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like the video. It really helps with the algorithm. Subscribing is optional. It's free. If you do, I love you. If you don't, that's okay. But if you can at least like the video, that'll make a massive difference. But anyway, guys, that is it. Goodbye from me. Goodbye from my loaf of bread. Until next time, have a wonderful day, week, month, whenever I see you again. Goodbye, guys.